Hello everyone, welcome to Triaright. This is Pack 365. Myself Sujit. In this session, we are going to learn what is pickle that's available in Python. Guys, before we are trying to understand, in the previous session, we are already completing our JSON module. So what is the use of this JSON module? Whenever we are trying to communicate with our different type of programming language, at that time, we can use this JSON module because it will be converting our Python object into our JSON object. Also, if you want to convert our JSON object into Python data by the help of our JSON module, it can be possible. Then what is this pickle module? So guys, pickle is also a module. Okay. So what is the use case of this? So this is used to encrypt and decrypt the Python data. Previously, whenever we are using this JSON, it will be just converting our Python data or object into the JSON object. But now we are trying to take the Python data or object. Now we are trying to encrypt or decrypt the data. Okay, so guys, what is called our encryption and what is called our decryption? Okay, so the process of converting the Python data into different content. Okay, now if I'm trying to converting my Python data into different content, what is the meaning of this different content? Means which content, or we can say that which data cannot be understandable by our user, or we can say that human. Then at that time we can say that this process is called our encryption. Okay, so this is the use case of our pickle. Okay, now whenever we are trying to dealing with our JSON module, if we want to use the JSON module, first we are trying to import that. So same thing here also. If I try to use this pickle module, first you need to import this pickle module. Okay, now if I'm trying to dealing with our different type of module, okay, means in the JSON, if I try to use that particular module, we have two methods, dump and dumps. Okay, now in this case also, if I try to encrypt the data, we have the same method, dumps and dump. Okay, now we are trying to understand through an example. If you want to understand this pickle, first you are try to take a gift. Okay, now if I'm trying to take this gift as our Python object, now if I'm trying to put this gift into a box, means now we are trying to encrypt that. Means we cannot say that inside the box which gift might be happened. Okay, this is called our pickling. Okay, now what is this unpickling, or we can say that decryption? So decryption is nothing but now if I try to get the gift out of this box, this is called our unpickling. Okay, pickling means we are just try to packing our Python object into box. And what is this unpickling? This is called our unpacking into back its our original form. Okay, now if in your interview they're going to ask why we are trying to use this pickle, so at that time you can say that to save our Python object 2 into a file so we can use them later. Okay, now if I want to create a large project, now my need will be I don't want to use this data, so I want to store into a save file. So if I try to use this pickle, means if a other human, or we can say that developer direct listen, he or she cannot be understand, because this is called our use of our pickling, or we can say that this is called our encryption. So now we are trying to understand through an example. Okay, so just like our to define our JSON file, we are trying to use our .json as an extension. Now if I try to use this pickle, so at that time also we have an extension that is called our .pkl, or we can say that .pickle. Okay, both you can write. Okay, now we are trying to use that particular thing. So before we are trying to use our pickle model, first we are trying to import that. Okay, so after import, first we are trying to see how to convert, or we can say that how to encrypt the data. Means first we are trying to see the encryption, then only we are trying to see the decryption. Okay, so in the encryption, to process this data, we have two methods. One, we can use our dumps method, or we can use our dump method. Okay, Now we are just trying to converting our Python data into our encrypted format. Okay. Now suppose if I have a data in the form of our dictionary. Okay. Now I'm just trying to take cricket. Okay. Suppose I'm just trying to take it through an example only. Okay. Cricket. And here I'm just trying to pick the team size. Okay. So for the cricket 11 member, and for the football, I'm just trying to take this one. Okay. So for the football, I'm just trying to take the 11. Okay. So for the example purposes, I'm just trying to take this one. Okay. Then for the kabaddi, I'm just trying to take this one. Okay. For the kabaddi, we have our 7 people. Okay. Now, if you see here, we can directly understand this data because this is in the form of our Python data. Now, if I'm trying to converting into our encryption, so we have two methods. Okay. Either we can use our dumps method or dump method. Okay. So now first we are trying to use our dumps method. Okay. So now every time whenever we are trying to create a folder, if you have to create manually, you can create, but if you are trying to using our file handling concept also, there will be a method will be there that is called our W, means write access mode. But guys, if you see here, we cannot use the write access method because we are saying that this is called our encryption data, and make sure that whenever we are trying to use this encryption data, the encryption data will be available in the form of our bytecode. That's why here we are trying to use our write binary. Okay. Now I need to create a file. Okay. If I try to use this open method, and if I'm trying to use a method that is called our, or we can say that access mode, that is called our write binary, means if the file will be not available in this particular things, then it will be created. If the data will be available, then it will be override that particular thing. Okay. Now I'm just trying to create a file name. Okay, so here I'm just trying to take sports.pkl because we are trying to converting this Python data into our pickle data. There, so this is the pickle extension. Now if I'm not passing any access mode, by default it will be taking read access mode, but we are trying to add this data, or we can say that we are trying to converting our Python data into our encryption data. So at that time, I'm just trying to use our write binary. Okay. After this open method, we know that it will be return a file object. Okay. After I'm getting this, I'm just trying to aliasing to a variable. Okay. After that, now first my requirement will be, first I want to converting this data. After this one, the file object will be storing here. Okay. Now if I'm trying to write something, so the syntax will be, you are just try to write your variable name dot dumps method, then you need to pass your content. Okay. So here my content will be stored in the form of our variable name that is called our d. Okay. After I am writing this d, okay, now I'm just trying to create a variable to store that. So here I'm just trying to take encryption data, or we can say that encryption. So here I'm just trying to use this pickle. Okay, pickle.dumps. Okay, first we are trying to use this dumps method. Okay, after I am writing this dumps, now I'm just trying to pass my content. So here my content will be stored in the form of our d variable. Okay. After I'm writing, still I'm not converting into that particular thing because here I'm just trying to converting, but now my requirement will be, I want to add into this one. Okay. Do, because we are using this dumps method, first we are trying to write that, then only we need to store. Okay. So how to store that? We have this file object dot, we have a write, or we can say that write line also. Okay. So here I'm just trying to using our write access mode. Then here I'm just trying to pass my variable name, or we can say that our contact name. Okay. Now if I try to run this one, so I just say, if you see here, it will be taking the all the user input and it will be producing that, but still here there will be no error, means in that particular pickle module, there will be no error. Means we can say that a new file will be created. If you see here also in our JSON folder, a new file that is called our sports.pickle will be created. Now if I try to open this one, so guys, just see the file is not displayed in the text editor because it is a binary file or uses an unsupported text. Okay, means if I try to open this one, so guys, just see we have the content like our cricket 11, football 11, kabaddi 7. But in our sports.pickle, it will be in the form of our bytecode. Means this content will be not understandable by our human. This is called our encryption. Okay, guys. So that's all for this session. Fast. As of now, what we are telling, now I just try to write through an what then only in the upcoming classes we are trying to dealing with our next method that is called our dump method. Okay, so now we are just try to write some theoretical points that's available in case of our pickle module that's available. Okay, so first one, so this is a module in Python. Okay, so this is a module in Python. Okay, now the second point, so what is the use of this one? So here you can directly write that the use of this pickle module to encrypt and decrypt the Python data. Okay, so it is used to, so here I'm just trying to write, it is used to encrypt, okay, encrypt and decrypt the Python data. Okay, decrypt the Python data. Okay, now the next point will be pickle is used to serializing and deserializing also. Okay, what is this serializing and what is this deserializing? The same thing, means the pickling and our unpickling. Okay, I'm just trying to write the next point for this one. Okay, so pickle is a Python module. We have already write. This is called our serialization. Okay, so the next point, converting. Okay, converting a, okay, so converting a Python object, okay, converting a Python object into a byte stream, okay, into a byte stream. Okay, but byte stream means which text we are saying that it will be not understandable by our user. Okay, this is called our pickling, or we can say that this is called our serialization. Okay, I'm just trying to write the serialization also. Okay, so serialization. Okay, so here now to do the ever process. Okay, so to do the ever process, okay, we have two method. Okay, we have two method. So the first method name will be, we can use our dumps method or we can use our dump method. Okay, what is the use of this dump and dumps? Okay, whenever we are just try to use this dumps method, means first we are try to read the data. Okay, if I try to read or if you are try to write, first we are try to write the data. After we are storing into a variable, then only we are try to able to write the data into that file. But in case of our dump method, here we don't need to read that. We can directly write that. Okay, so this is the main difference between there. Okay, now I'm just try to write our dumps method. Okay, what is the use of this dump method? We can convert, okay, we can convert any Python data into our encrypted, or we can say that encrypted format. Okay, encrypted format by the help of our dumps method. Here first we are try to, here first we need to convert the Python object into encryption. Okay, first we have to just try to converted into that. Then only after that we can make it possible to write that. Okay. First I'm just try to write. First we are just try to encrypt the data. Then only we can write into the file. Write into a file. So what is the syntax for that one? First, we are just try to import this module. Okay. First, we are just try to import this pickle module. Then only here you can able to write pickle.dumps. Here you need to write your content. Which content you are just try to pass to convert into our encryption data. Okay. So that's all for this session. In the upcoming session, we are just try to analyzing what is our dump method that's available in case of our pickle module. So thanks for watching Triaright.